Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you see we added a new live?
I did. Congratulations.
I love
That's
Sophia.
exciting.
Sophia's so fun.
They
Um,
all are. They all are.
yeah, all of our lives are amazing. I'm super excited about it.
Yes.
Linda, I we missed last week because you were just taking care and moving and grooving and doing all kinds of stuff, and I think that's amazing. But now I want to know, what are we talking about today?
I think today, as part of peak performance, we're going to talk about gratitude, living in gratitude. Because if you are not thankful for and in gratitude for everything that you have, even the stuff that doesn't feel so good, it's hard for you to be at your best. You just have to be willing to work with everything that comes into your space, be grateful for it, learn from it, fix it if you can, make it better when you can. But that's all part of the human condition and part of us being the best beings that we can be. So that's kind of where my head's at today.
I love that. It's it's an amazing topic because when you think about the world around you and how it shifts and shapes you, right? Being able to say, hey, this is our morning. This is our day. These are the people in our lives, and to look at each individual person, and in a business sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you look at each client, they bring something to the table. Like we all say, oh, we do so much for our clients. But have you stopped to look at what your clients do for
Right,
you? And have
right,
you stopped to look at what your employees do for you on a corporate aspect, right? Your business wouldn't run without having that space. Um, I know that for me, I'm an entrepreneur who works alone, but I have a huge network. And when my leg got shattered, people were running networking meetings for me. There were people who are not in my business that were maintaining and managing my space. And you never know what you have until you need it, right?
right.
But also, you never know what you have unless you really are grateful for it. Because I'm sure if I was mean and didn't make a network, nobody would have shown up.
I was going to say your network is there because you're there.
Yeah.
And it's what you attract because of who you are. And we can't control probably 95% of what happens to us. What we can control is how we respond to what happens to us and what shows up in our life. And it's in that response that we create the goodness or the not so good that stays in our life, because everything is fleeting. It doesn't feel like it at the time, but it's fleeting. In reality, our lives on this planet are very fleeting in comparison to the age of the planet, the age of the universe. So part of peak performance is mindset. And to get myself performing at my peak, I start by thinking, what do I want to leave with what I'm doing? Whether it's a legacy or whether it's just what do I want to leave behind for this particular action so that I'm doing it the best that I can do it, so that it serves in the best way that it can.
I get that completely, and I have a baby coming up because she just woke up. But
Hi,
gratitude
baby.
is super, super important. Do you want to sit on my lap? You got to hide under the blanket because I'm on TV and you can't be on TV. You got to give me a minute, but I'll snuggle with you. All right. So
Aw,
it is really, really, being grateful for who's around you and what's happening. The clients, they bring something every day. I know for me, I'm an accountability coach. And so I learn from my clients as well as, and I get to take one client's problems and solve another client's problems because we work together. And so it's really a fun little, it's really super fun when you get to have all the fun and do all the things. So
I,
being grateful and and just acknowledging like maybe this month is a slow month, right? We're coming into the holidays, depending on what your service is or what your business is. This is a slow time. So take that time to show gratitude to the clients who are there during this speedy time and don't be resentful that people aren't spending money. Hold on, baby, one second. Um, just understand they'll be back when it's time to spend money and they'll be, be grateful for what is coming and take that downtime to spend with your family.
that's what I was going to say. Be grateful for the downtime. It's a time to refresh and renew yourself so that you can, again, be the best version of yourself to your clients. And if there is someone out there that is not learning from their clients, then they're missing out. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room. You don't want to be the smartest person in any interaction. It's about sharing what you know, your knowledge, your skills, and your ability, but it's also about learning and growing your own knowledge, skills, and ability so that you can continue to be of service to your clients, to your people, to your family, to your community. Um, I know over this last 10 months that I wouldn't have been able to get through it without family, without friends, without the community. But there were so many people that I have never met in person and that I've never done more than maybe interact with a little bit on Facebook that were there supporting me, holding me up, giving me ideas. It's just been, that's what it's about. It's about addressing the human condition and and being present and grateful for everything that you can get out of that because we learn from the things that don't work. If everything we did worked, we wouldn't learn anything.
It's a babysitting day.
That's okay.
But you are correct. A lot of I was on a networking meeting this morning, and it's a consistent networking meeting the
Mhm.
first Thursday of every month, and the host didn't show up. But there was 5 of us because it's saved in our calendar
Mhm.
with the link. So we just showed up. There might have been an email canceling it. We don't know. But when you technology today, I came from the age of Yahoo Chat. And I was in the RP rooms. Not a lot of people know about the RPG rooms, but there were RPG rooms and you can role play and you could have fantasy and it was great. So for me, the online community is just built into who I am and to actually be able to be here and do it face to face and actually speak as opposed to having to type everything out is huge. And so with my business, like you said, there's people who you've never met in person, but I know more about some of the people that I network with because they have become my friends. And I'm so amazingly grateful for that. But there's a whole world of people who want to connect and they want to watch people rise and shine and be better. Um, as a community, if we can help each other to grow instead of hold each other back, and not let limitations of, well, you're in a different state, I can't work with you.
I think the pandemic was that was actually very helpful for showing people that we can connect this way and that we can work together. I mean, I work with people around the world, and that would not have been the norm, and it would not have been even seemed possible before. And so that's one of the good things that came out of the pandemic is that we learned to connect through ways that we never thought were connecting ways before. We thought they were just meetings, and they turned into very, very vital parts of many people's day. I know they were extremely important for me. We did all sorts of things on Zoom. We had happy hours on Zoom, and we'd catch up. And how that relates to peak performance is when your mind is centered and focused because it's in a good place, then that allows you to do a better job, whether you're working for yourself, whether you're working in a corporate environment, wherever you're working. Having that peace of mind allows you to perform your job better, whatever that may be. And that's something we saw during the pandemic when people were in crisis mode, how difficult it was for them to perform at their peak, and how amazing it was that they did. Medical professionals that weren't necessarily in the line of duty, that they were losing patients on a regular basis, suddenly had to step up and manage that, and they did. But it was a toll on them. And so that's one of the things we can learn from the pandemic is how to find that harmony with what's going on, how we can respond to it, and how we can be our best coming through it.
I love that. And the pandemic it opened up a world that people, I'm gonna say, ignored.
Or didn't want to acknowledge that it wasn't the way they wanted to do things, and then suddenly we didn't have a choice.
Yeah, everybody thinks that you have to go to the office. Everybody thinks you have to be where you need to be. And honestly, a lot of times, depending on who you are, being in the office and being in with some of the petty and things like that does not create productivity. Um,
No. I'm much more productive at home.
yeah, exactly. I love
Always have been.
And I'm grateful for your productivity at home, and grateful for my productivity at home, and grateful that I can babysit nieces when I need to. And really, I could work a 9 to 5 and still do that and my job. So I love that aspect of what came out of everything and what has opened up by us being able to be virtual. I'm going to wrap up this call. So, Linda, go ahead and just close us out. I know that, gratitude is huge, and you always send out messages. You send personalized messages all the time that just to many people. You have a list of how many?
And I'm behind, but 120, I think.
120 people that get just hands-on personal gratitude messages, and I love that. And we didn't even talk about that story this time, which is an amazing story. But everybody, book with us. Linda is an amazing person to help with gratitude in the business, help with gratitude in everything that you are doing. I'm going to put arrows on my thing that tell me which way to point.
Use your right hand. Use your right hand.
No, that's that way.
No? Okay,
Yeah,
then you go the other way.
it's
I
my
use
left
my
hand.
right hand, you use no, you're left pointing the other way. You're right. There
Right.
you go. There you go.
We'll figure it out.
It's see, I took
um,
a week off and
I know my brain is broken today, but just work, Linda will help you with gratitude inside your business, your small business, your nonprofit. She's amazing with nonprofits. Book with us. Figure
yes.
out where you want to be, and just today send some gratitude to some people around you and lots of loves to people around you.
And if you're not feeling if nobody's told you I love you today, I love you.
Me too. All right, everybody, have a great day.